Once upon a time, in a small sunlit village by the edge of the vast savannah, there lived a hunter whose tales were as famous as his trophies. Each evening, as the sky blazed orange and the crickets began to sing, the hunter would sit by the fire, surrounded by eager villagers. He'd raise his voice proudly and begin, "Once again I faced the great lion of the golden mane, a beast of fury and fire. He charged at me, but I, brave and quick, escaped by the skin of my teeth." The villagers would gasp, the children would cling to their mothers, and by the end of each tale the hunter stood tall and heroic, the savannah's fearless conqueror. In their drawings, the children sketched the hunter smiling proudly beside a giant, snarling lion. To them, the lion was a monster, the hunter a hero. But far across the plains, under the shade of the acacia trees, the great lion lived a very different story. He was no monster, but a wise and noble king. His golden mane shimmered like morning sunlight, and his deep eyes carried the calm of the earth itself. He ruled his pride with patience, watched the sunset with peace, and hunted only what was needed for his family. The day the hunter spoke of, the fearsome charge, had not been a battle at all. The lion had merely roared a warning to protect his cubs from danger, but the hunter, startled, fired his weapon. The lion had turned away, his heart aching, not in fear, but in sorrow. For many moons the stories of men painted him as the villain. The lion could not speak their language, nor could he write his truth. His roars were twisted into myths of madness and rage. Until one fateful day, a soft cry echoed through the tall grass. A cub, the lion's youngest, had been caught in a hunter's snare. The great lion's heart thundered with worry. Following the scent of iron and fear, he reached the edge of the village. The people saw his golden mane glinting in the sun and panicked. "The beast has come for revenge," they cried. The hunter stepped forward, spear in hand, ready to tell his final story of bravery. But then, the lion did something no one expected. He sat down. Slowly, carefully, he began to draw in the dust with his massive claw. He drew his cub, small and frightened, trapped in a cruel loop of rope. He drew the hunter setting the snare. He drew himself, running, roaring, searching, not for blood, but for help. The villagers stared, breathless. Children peeked from behind their mothers. The hunter's face turned pale as the truth came alive in the dirt before them. At last they saw the lion's side of the story, his love, his pain, his courage. The silence was deep. Then an elder whispered, "We have only ever heard the hunter's words, but never the lion's." From that day forward, the stories around the fire changed. Now the villagers told both sides. They spoke of the hunter's skill, yes, but also of the lion's wisdom. They told how bravery wasn't just about fighting, but about understanding. And though the lion could not write with ink or quill, his truth had been etched forever in the hearts of those who saw his drawings in the dust. Moral of the story: until the lion learns how to write, every story will glorify the hunter. Always remember, there are two sides to every story. True wisdom comes when we listen to voices that were once unheard. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.